I've been having. Look. Yeah. Duck down, bitch, duck down. Hey, shoot like a motherfucker, duck down. Police right there. I've been having. Look. Yeah. I've been having. Look. Yeah. Duck down, bitch, duck down. Hey, shoot like a motherfucker, duck down. Police right there. I've been having. Look. Yeah. Duck down, bitch, duck down. Hey, shoot like a motherfucker, duck down. Police right there.
Downtown Chicago with the police right there, they definitely wanted to get that job done. Whatever happened, whatever reason why they did it, they were serious. This ain't just no, it's something to this. Watch, it's all gonna come out. Somebody definitely saw somebody they wanted to get. On the real. Maybe somebody else did something to somebody else. You know? Two things. If they shooting downtown Chicago while the police right there, they was getting paid to do it, or the person that the man or the person, whoever they was trying to get, they wanted to get them. I ain't gonna lie, I got a thought in the back of my head, but I ain't gonna speak too soon. I'm gonna see how it play out.
Very sad situation right here, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Mello Buckzz album release party shot up, like severely shot
I want to see what he gonna say before I say what I think.
up to the point where over 16 people were shot, like damn near 10 females were shot, 4 people were killed, all kind of people were shot. Man, this shit crazy.
You gotta think about it. They did it right in front of police and everything, so it was a hit, or they wanted to get somebody that did something to somebody.
Wow, which is Capo brother, real close with Chief Keef, GBE affiliate. He was shot in the leg. You know, 3 people that we know so far.
See that? He got shot too. That was Capo brother. Who did they say killed Capo? Who did they say killed Capo? Old Block. Who they think, like, probably killed Monaduke now. Backstreet. I ain't saying they didn't. I'm just saying it's allegedly. This is back and forth.
I checked out Dad.
We need more ambulances out here. We don't have nearly enough.
How many more ambulances are needed?
At least 2 or 3.
Video from the scene overnight shows the chaos as crews rushed to the wounded. This happened around 11 near a restaurant and lounge here on Chicago and Franklin. A violence interrupter who was at the scene says the victims were shot as they left an event hosted by a local rapper. Now, investigators say a dark sedan pulled up when at least one person inside pulled out a gun and started shooting into a crowd of people outside the restaurant and lounge. That's when police said the suspects drove off. First responders rushed to the scene and took the victims to multiple hospitals. People who live in the area say they heard several gunshots.
So, hasn't been that bad in a while.
Now, police are still investigating, but our source tells us investigators believe multiple shooters were involved. Back here live in River North at this hour. Chicago police also tell us they are still looking for suspects at this hour. Of course, as we learn more information throughout the morning, Tanya and Val will be sure to bring you the latest from River North. Back to you.
Christian, thank you. And of course, there is a heartbreaking scene at Northwestern Hospital where many of those victims were taken. Stephanie Wade has been talking to families there. Stephanie.
Tanya, it really is just absolutely heartbreaking here at the hospital right now, where police just gave updates on the condition of victims here to mourning family members. According to police, 9 people were taken here to Northwestern. That is half of the 18 victims in this shooting investigation. Others were taken to Stroger Hospital, Mount Sinai, as well as Illinois Masonic. One woman I spoke to tells me her daughter was shot in the chest. Her daughter's girlfriend was also shot and injured at a mixtape release event in River North last night. Video from the scene shows multiple victims being rushed to waiting ambulances.
Okay, it's somebody else died. We don't know them yet. But so far we got 3 people that died. One person is a member of No Limit. He passed away. A female passed away. A lot of people, it was all kind of shootings, man. Everybody was bleeding everywhere. This shit crazy because this one of the biggest mass shootings we done had where all these people checked out. So far we have 4. They say it could be up to 5-6 people that got killed. That's crazy. Rapper Mello.
I ain't even gonna lie. I see her Mello Buckzz boyfriend got killed too. I see a couple reasons. I see a couple different things, you know.
Buckzz was doing a show. And I'm finna tell you, because there was some beef between these crews earlier.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. It's some different beefs, and they connected, and a couple people back and forth getting killed.
Hit the like button. Gold on this video, 1,000 likes. You know, a lot of people want to know, why would you have an album release party in Chicago when you know how Chicago is? Why you having anything that got the word party in it? We don't understand that. You know, and it was in the River North community, which is crazy as hell because that's known as a nice community. But I guess somebody got the low on them that No Limit in here having an album release party. It's crazy.
Man, what you mean somebody got the love? You having an album release party. You can't hide and have an album release party. That's nuts. Like, who would you just gonna have a secret album release party? Like, you can, but people gonna find out.
Because earlier yesterday, one of their ops was killed. His name is Drills from 9-5. There's a lot of No Limit members dissing him, cracking jokes about him. You know, he had Big Ops saying shit about him. He had the No Limit Shorty saying shit about him. Even had Bloodhound saying shit about him, and they linked with No Limit too. Then later on that night, this big shooting happened. You know, it's a guy named Drills who was killed. People said he got killed going on a drill. You know, later on that night, this shooting happened in, you know, downtown. Now, I'm not saying it got nothing to do with that guy being killed, but it is coincidental that this guy earlier lost his life. All them No Limit people is in the comment section, laughing and cracking jokes about this guy dying. And then,
oh, so somebody lose. Oh, yeah. So I didn't know about that. Somebody lost their life earlier that day. Wow.
Later on that night, this big shooting happened. You know, it's girls that got killed, men.
Clearly, that's what it is. It ain't nothing else. It ain't the other stuff I probably was thinking about. Clearly, that's what it is, man.
Some people who didn't even know anything about this beef, they just there. Somebody shot the whole event up, man. Blood every motherfucker well. You know, this kind of feel like this the official start of something. As crazy as this said, you know, some people wait on that groundhog to come out that water. We be waiting on the mass shooting, and the motherfucker be like, yeah, that's something here now. As crazy as that shit sound, man. I'm going to keep y'all updated on this because this story is going viral all around the world because, you know, gunmen got the shooting, man. The police said it was over 100-some bullets that struck up there. Multiple switches, all kind of shit, blood everywhere. I'm not sure if they going to ever allow a motherfucker to come back downtown to do a show that got young black people in after what happened yesterday. Luckily, Mello Buckzz survived. Luckily, Doo-Wop survived. But it's 4 people that died. You know, one of them is a well-known No Limit member, too, that we all know. I'm going to keep you updated on this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. But this wicked as hell. And a lot of people is pointing to that young man being killed earlier in the day.
Real plenty of people dissing him. He probably was putting belt. He probably was putting belt to boys.
There's hella police out here. They putting somebody in the ambulance right now.
It's a crime scene. Get to the front.
You good, brother?
Continuing to follow that breaking news at this hour of a mass shooting in Chicago. 18 people shot overall. 4 of them were killed, and all of the victims in their 20s.
18 people got shot? Wow.
And 30s.
City leaders tell us someone drove by.
They came through there. Just everybody get whoa. That's from the boy from earlier. They couldn't. His people was like, oh yeah, we going all the way out. We finna do this today.
Firing shots at people leaving a rapper's album release party. We have team coverage for you this morning. Darius Johnson live at that scene in River North, and I'm Marissa Perlman at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where some of the people shot were taken. But we want to begin with Darius. Darius, do you have any updates at this hour?
That's crazy because they didn't shot and killed all these people probably over one person that was at that party or one known group that was at that party. You know what I'm saying? You got to know who in the party before you even go to the party. When you go to the party, you got to know. You a beat, man.
Dana and Audrina, good morning to you both. You know, one thing that I can tell you is that this was a brazen attack. A city source telling us that 3 people pulled up in a black SUV and opened fire among those who were leaving this album release party at this lounge right here behind me. One new thing that I've learned in the last 30 minutes or so, I'm learning that a lot of the people killed, the 4 people who were killed, were all close to this female rapper Mello Buckzz, who held this album release party last night. Again, 14 others are injured at this time, and police, their investigation continues this morning. But first, before we get into the details of what happened overnight, I want you to take a listen to the chaos as police were rushing to the scene.
3 people are down. No offender information. Drive by possibly from a car. Shots fired from a black car last seen headed eastbound. There's a large party.
You can see Chicago Avenue blocked with crime scene tape and police. All of this happening just before midnight at Artist Lounge on Chicago Avenue. A city source tells us this was an album release party for Chicago female rapper Mello Buckzz. Witnesses tell us as people were leaving this album release party, a black SUV with 3 gunmen inside pulled up and opened fire among the crowd. 18 people were shot. 4 of them have died, 2 men and 2 women, one of whom is the boyfriend of the rapper Mello Buckzz, who held the album release party. Here's what Street Pastor Donovan Price had to say about a mass shooting happening in the heart of River North.
It seems like everybody was shocked that this happened. An unlikely, place, even though, rap has this kind of thing that people expect, in Chicago especially. And so a female rapper from Chicago in River North, it could be a recipe for disaster.
And the rapper Mello Buckzz released a statement on her Instagram earlier this morning saying, in part, "Prayers up for all my sisters." She went on to say, "It feels like everything is weighing down on me and all I can do is talk to God and pray." Back out here live this morning. No more crime scene tape. Everything has been cleaned up here outside Artist Lounge. It doesn't even appear that anything happened last night. The search is still on for the 3 shooters who were inside that vehicle, and the names of those who have been killed, the 4 killed, have yet to be released at this time. Again, we are expecting a press conference later this afternoon to know more about exactly what happened and learn more about the city and police response. That's the latest from here in River North this morning. I'm Darius Johnson. Ladies, back to you in studio.
All right, Darius, thank you for those updates. And now we're going to check in with Marissa Perlman.
She's live at Northwestern Hospital learning more about those victims taken there. Good morning, Marissa.
Good morning to both of you. You can imagine the chaotic scene that was here at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where many of those victims were taken into the overnight hours. Family members showing up here outside of the emergency room, here to learn that their loved ones are hurt. Some of them learning their loved ones were even killed. Of those 4 killed, we now know 2 men and 2 women. Again, as we've been mentioning, the shooting happened during an album release party for Chicago rapper Mello Buckzz. On social media this morning, Mello posting many of those who were hurt in this mass shooting were her friends, including the 2 women who were killed and the 2 men. One of the men who died, she posted she was in a relationship with. Now, some of the surviving victims are still in surgery at this point, many of them women in their 20s. It's happening again in one of Chicago's busiest neighborhoods. We know there was a mass shooting incident at this exact address back in November of 2022. The venue at that time was known as Hush Lounge. Now, after that incident, it was shut down by police, but eventually reopened to the public under its new name. Now, the identities of those victims we mentioned have not yet been released by police. We're hoping to learn more about exactly what led up to the shooting and the identities of those victims at that press conference we mentioned set for later on this afternoon. We'll keep you posted as soon as we learn more. For now, we're live outside of Northwestern Memorial Hospital. I'm Marissa Perlman, CBS News Chicago.
All right, Marissa, thanks to you and to Darius for all of those updates for us throughout the morning. Now, we've learned less than 3 years ago there was another mass shooting at this exact same address in River North when the venue was operating under a different name. This was November 2022. You're looking at video from that scene there where 4 people were shot, one of them fatally. Now, at that time, the venue was called Hush Lounge. In the days after the deadly shooting, police ordered a summary closure of the business, but then it eventually reopened under its current name. And stay with us here on the stream, on air, and throughout the day on our website. We'll be following this mass shooting all morning long and throughout the day. Still lots to find out about this, and we're going to stay on top of it for you.
a night of music erupted into a massacre. 4 dead, 18 shots. A crowd gunned down outside a Chicago nightclub. This is clear-cut, and the killer is still out there. A summer evening in Chicago's River North district descended into chaos and bloodshed. What began as an album release party ended in one of the city's deadliest shootings this year. According to the Chicago police,
Boy, people riding past, catching it on camera in action.
Police Department, a drive-by shooting outside Artist Restaurant and Lounge around
Live
11
in action.
p.m. on July 2nd left 4 dead and at least 14 others injured, several critically. A dark-colored vehicle reportedly pulled up outside the venue at 311 West Chicago Avenue and opened fire on the crowd before fleeing the scene. The venue was hosting a release party for local rapper Mello Buckzz and had drawn a sizable crowd. Witnesses described hearing 24 shots and scenes of panic as people ran for cover. Victims were taken to several hospitals across the city, including Northwestern Memorial, Stroger, Mount Sinai, and Illinois Masonic. Among the dead are 2 men and 2 women in their 20s. A 24-year-old man shot in the chest and a 25-year-old shot in the head died at Stroger Hospital. 2 women, also shot in the chest, were pronounced dead at Northwestern. 3 women remain in critical condition. A 31-year-old shot multiple times, a 24-year-old hit in the back, and a 21-year-old shot in the face. A 4th woman, 25, is also in critical condition with a leg wound. 10 others, aged 24 to 32, are in stable condition. Shell casings were found both inside and outside the venue, suggesting the gunfire may have continued beyond the sidewalk. This isn't the first tragedy at this address. In 2022, a gunman opened fire outside the former Hush Chicago nightclub, also at 311 West Chicago Avenue, killing 1 and injuring 3. The city later shut that club down, citing it as a public safety threat. Artis opened in April of this year. It remains unclear whether the crowd was targeted or caught in indiscriminate fire. Detectives are reviewing surveillance footage and urging witnesses to come forward. Pastor Donovan, one of the eyewitnesses,
18 people shot, multiple people killed, all because of probably one person. Wow.
described the scene as horrific, as he said.
Absolute chaos, from people screaming to blood on the streets to people laying on the streets, just a massive police presence, just horrific, more than I've ever seen. It's something that you wouldn't expect to find in the city. We have a lot of shootings, but nothing like this.
The department confirmed the toll Thursday morning. 18 shot, 4 fatally. Investigators say they are working around the clock to track down those responsible. Despite this attack, citywide gun violence is down. Murders have dropped 32% and shootings by 39% as of June 29th, according to official data. Still, for River North residents, in a district known for nightlife and restaurants, the shooting is a grim reminder of how quickly violence can erupt. As families mourn lives lost in seconds, police are asking anyone with information or video to contact the department or submit anonymous tips to Crime Stoppers.
Leave y'all thoughts in the comments. What y'all think? Y'all think who y'all think, who beef y'all think this is? Is this the dude that got killed earlier that day? Somebody got killed earlier that day. And the people that was taunting him, which was No Limit G-Herbo guys or whatever, they was taunting, talking down on the dude that got killed. Some of them got shot at the party too. Mello Buckzz' boyfriend got killed. One of the No Limit members got killed. Multiple people got shot and killed. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments.